Let's see how we got from this to that. Join me today as I work on completing this journal that I've started quite some time ago. Hello everyone, it's Dragana at Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I have started working on this journal, believe it or not, 4 years ago. And since then it went through some changes. At one stage I even had signatures ready, but then I changed my mind, used them somewhere else, and I've created a new set of signatures. I have changed the papers. I've even changed the fabric because the original one had a lot of holes. I had some metal parts that I decided I didn't want there. For some reason, I just kept putting it off and I was never happy with how it looked. So today I'm definitely going to work on it and I'm going to complete it so that I can take it out of my journals to complete box. It's huge, isn't it? This is not going to be a tutorial. It's going to be a process video in which I will share some tips, of course. And I'm going to do some decorations. I'm going to bind the journal. I'm going to use a method that I haven't shown you so far. So I'm going to do that as well. I have picked the papers for the signatures, but I haven't created any pockets. So we are going to create pockets for each signature. You might get some inspiration and ideas from that. I have some ready-made that I just have to glue. I will create some sort of closure for the journal. We'll see how we go, and I will definitely try to fit it all in one video, even if it means that I have to edit some more repetitive or boring parts just to fit it in perhaps 1 hour. Now let's look at the freebie. Okay, it's got 5 pages for now. I might turn it into a full digital kit eventually, but for now there's only 5 pages and they are free on my website. So there's page with side pockets and regular pockets, corner pockets. This is meant to be a belly band that goes horizontally. I'm going to use that as a belly band, that vase. There's 2 pages here and another page there. With these ones, you can color them in. They're meant to be almost like coloring pages. To get the freebies, please visit my website. Link is up on the screen and also below the video. Once you're on the free download page, close all the ads that pop up. Look for the image you wish to download. Click on the image and it should open up in the new window. Now you can choose to print or save the image. You do not need to register, pay or install anything. I do not ask for anything in return. If you click on any of the ads by mistake and they ask for your payment, your credit card details and so on, just know that it is not me. Do not provide your information. If you wish to share my freebies, please share the link to my website. Please do not sell or redistribute in digital form as a freebie anywhere else. It is okay to use printed version of all my freebies in the journals that you make and sell. So rather than flapping around with my hands while telling you about the freebie, I use that time to cut some of the pockets out. That will save me a lot of time. For all of these signatures, I've already picked things that I want to use as pockets on that part, but I also like to have maybe some pockets here. Like I wouldn't really want to cover that jelly print, and that looks all right as it is, but perhaps that is a little pale, so maybe I could use one of these and the leaves will still be visible, only that part will be covered. So I'm going to use that one here. You see that line? I'm supposed to fold there or cut it completely. If I leave that, my pocket will be a little bit deeper. Some of the words on this freebie, this digital kit, are the words that one of our members from the Facebook group, Linda, thank you so much, Linda, she actually suggested these words would be fun to use. So I said I was gonna create a template with the words, but then I didn't, and I thought they would be nice to use here on these pockets. Some of them I've never heard before, but they're really nice and they have beautiful meanings. And I would tell you what that one means, but I've already forgotten. So I will try to do another page to go with this freebie with the definitions of these words for sure. Okay, so that one is done, and with that one, maybe a bit of inking too. Love this paper bag. I think I've created it in the video or for the video, I'm not sure now. After 4 years of doing this, everything's kind of blurred a little bit. So what I've done 4 years ago, I keep thinking that was only a year ago. So I'm going to glue it in a way that I have a side pocket here and a top loading pocket there. So you can do that with pockets. I love having these paper bags handy because they're really great for pockets. And I'm going to just ink this now because I haven't done that. And with this one, I could basically do the same. Keep that as the pocket there with a flap and leave that as the side pocket. I'm going to do that. I'm thinking whether I should add another one of these here because that's kind of on an angle and it's just perfect match for these corner pockets. So I am going to add that one too. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, that one is inked. I'm going to use this acetone glue here because that's plastic. That looks nice. I have placed that there, so I probably wanted it there. I'm so happy that a lot of you found that flower making tutorial inspiring and you shared the photos of the flowers that you made. A lot of you came up with some really nice designs. Okay, and I have this. Okay, I think I wanted, yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted this flower here instead of that wax or blue seal. That envelope was made with wrapping paper, and I was thinking of adding glue here and turning it basically into a belly band, horizontal belly band with a pocket. Why not? There's another idea for you. Cool. And then let's take a look here. Here we have that print. Perhaps that might look good there. If I do belly band there and a belly band here. Okay, I'm going to go with that. And in this case, putting the glue just top and bottom. I'm going to go all the way like this. Love that. And then this is a little bit bigger. I'm going to just do that. Okay, so that signature is ready too. Let's take a look at this one. All right, it needs inking. I think I printed that on sketchbook paper, a heavier one. That's why it is almost like cardstock. I prefer to have pockets on heavier papers because they will carry some weight, and if you have a thin paper, eventually it just tears. And that little collage is bigger than the page, but I can cut it here, and I think I've marked already. So I'm just going to cut it like so. I will glue that also just like so. I should put some tape over, maybe just some masking tape. Otherwise, when I put something in, it might get caught in that metal part. Let's add the glue. Okay, and then here, I'm glad to use that one. I'm going to glue this one completely, like that. Love this. That was another fun project, wasn't it? Okay, let's see over here. Oh, we have that. I don't really know if I want a pocket there. Maybe one of these would work. I don't know. I feel like I would rather leave it. Or maybe over there. No. I think I'm just going to leave that as it is for now. Okay, let's take a look at that one. Now here, I was thinking of using these two to create pockets, because that's a book page on packaging paper and a napkin decoupaged on top. They're quite thin. They're perfect for what I want to do, but hang on. First I need to ink. Maybe that can be like a belly band. So I'm going to glue here and here and on an angle like this. You can use your tags and bookmarks to create pockets too, and belly bands. And this one can be like a corner pocket. So if I add the glue here and here, that would work, I think. So here and here. Like so. Then I could add this flower. I'm going to just glue here on this part. So it doesn't cover that. I'm happy with that. Now here I have an index card, and that one already has a pocket here, so I'm gonna add the glue like that. I think this journal has a really wide spine, and although I'm putting 4 signatures, there's plenty of room in there for these pockets. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do in the journal yet. Perhaps it's going to be one of those where you keep your ideas, or just a journal that I use when I'm filming videos. I don't know yet. That's done. Love that. And now we have that part. That's a very nice print. Just want to see if any of these would look good here. I think they would, although I don't really want to cover that. Perhaps somewhere else in the journal. I think maybe here next to that page, I think it would look nice. So I'm just going to pink this a little bit. I could have also added the pockets later on, and I will probably, as I work in the journal, add even more of them. I don't know, but it just seemed easier now. I was thinking of using my coloring pencils to color these cherry blossoms at some stage when I feel like it. I think that would be nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. And now I just want to look once more into this signature to see if I can fit those somewhere. That gray is similar to that, so I'm gonna add them there. I'm very happy with that actually. That's pretty. I can still write here and have that little quote and a pocket. Love that. All the pockets are in place. I think we can start the binding process. Don't really have the preference as to which one should go first. Maybe I'll mix them up like this. I was obviously trying out different binding techniques. This is the easiest one that has only 2 holes in each signature, but it's done with all 4 at the same time. And that is the same thing but repeated twice. I think I'm going to go with that. This template seems to be the correct size. So I'm just going to use it now to punch holes first. Okay. I'm only going to punch 4 here, 4 here, here, and here. Let's do this. Let me know if you're interested in me doing a tutorial on this type of binding, because I'm not going into a lot of details now. If it's something you'd like to know, let me know and I'll try to do a full tutorial on that. Just making those holes a little bit bigger. These are quite big now. Oh well, it should be easier to bind, I guess. Now I have to punch holes in the signatures, so I am going to make my life a little bit easier by clipping these in place. And I'm going to use the same template. I'm better off just securing it in place. Okay, punching here, there, there, and here. So I'm gonna go and do the same with all of them. They're all ready. I'm gonna keep these on because I do have to bind all 4 at the same time. I think it's going to be easier if they don't keep opening up. Just checking to see if they're the right way up. And let's get some thread. I'm going to use this light color thread. It says here 7 lengths. All right, so I'm going to go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hope that's not a mistake because it seems like a lot of thread. Actually, 7 would be alright if I was doing this long one, but I'm doing a short one, so I'll probably be left with a lot. But that's alright, I can cut it off later on. Crossing over, so yeah, a lot of crossing in this one. Binding 4 signatures at the same time. Not everyone's cup of tea, I guess. I'm doing it twice, so it is kind of ambitious. Okay, now the third one. You know what's worse? You struggle with these, complete everything, and then you realize one of the signatures is upside down. It happened to me more than once, I have to admit. You can see here I'm just going from one signature to the next, and when I'm on the inside I just go into the next available. It is always difficult to show binding in the video. Seems to be a lot of flapping about. So during the editing time, if I find this to be too stressful or annoying, I will actually cut it out and just show you the end result. Okay, so now I'm going here, and that is the third signature. I'm just gonna touch this one here. Yeah, unfortunately, I do have to go twice in the same hole here. Only in the 2 middle signatures. Going here again. If you decide you wanted to learn how to do this, I will do a separate tutorial. It's much easier to show binding on a template than with the real journal. Okay, ended up having too much thread. Let's just see, 1, 2. So for this one, it should be 5 lengths, not 7. 5 and 5 here. Okay, and I'm just gonna cut it. It looks really nice, but it is a bit hard to do, I must say. Now I have to do the same thing again. Why did I start this? So ambitious. So 5 lengths instead of 7. Yeah, there's a first for everything. I'm just checking again if the signatures are all facing the same way, and they are, luckily, because I would hate to take it apart and start again. I don't think I will ever do 4 signatures at the same time again. It's actually not that hard to do the sewing part, but adjusting later on, that was a bit hard. You won't believe, but it's done. I should have gone with a simple version, because this is a little bit much. And I think I'm out of practice. I haven't done binding in a while. Okay. There it is. Looks very nice. But it will take me a while to forget the frustration and the pain before I attempt this again. But I'm very happy with the journal. Look. Gorgeous, and plenty of room to grow and add things. Now I need to think about the front, and this is what I had in mind. I bought this frame at the flea market last summer, and it has a glass here, and I was thinking that maybe that glass there is just really old and stained. I've painted this in gold acrylic, and I've used that image, added, I think I varnished it, or whether it was Mod Podge, but I'm just not happy with that glass. So I was thinking of adding resin. I don't even know if this is going to work, but I will attempt it. Here's my lamp. I'm gonna use this to make a new backing. Just gonna draw around, because if I'm gonna pour resin, I should really make sure that it doesn't leak everywhere. I'm gonna push it in, that's all right. This would have to go in first. I'm gonna keep that one too, and then I'm gonna put that one. Just gonna push it in like that. Yeah, there's quite a lot of space now because there's no glass. Let's see. You could also just leave it like that without the glass, but a bit of resin would be nice, I think. Okay, I'm gonna push that in. Oh, they seem to be breaking. It's not good. This thing is really old, I guess. Wish me luck. I might totally wreck this, or it might work, but I'm thinking here that perhaps I should add some more, because it just seems flimsy. So I'm just going to use this glass now. I don't have that paper. I'm worried that some of it might leak here, so I can either use this tape, but I think it would be difficult because it's a round shape. So what about if I just add some hot glue there? Put the silicone mat here, and yeah, just hot glue. Just something to fill that gap with. Because resin gets everywhere. Okay. Now I can pour the resin. Got the gloves on. Curable resin solution. Okay. Just pour. spread nicely. Just get rid of the bubbles with the flame. Now let's put the lamp on. All right, let's take a look. I left it under the lamp for 5 minutes, and then I left it another half an hour to cool down while I cooked lunch. I'm happy how it turned out, although I do have like a little air bubble here. I don't know if you can see, but it's really not that noticeable. You only see it in certain light. Overall, I'm very happy how that turned out. It's much better than that glass, and that glass would make me nervous. So the resin thing worked out well. I'm not going to glue it on yet because I want to do the closure now. I also have these. Remember when we did floating tabs? I was going to do like one signature per year. So I'll put those years here. Then I thought, no, because that's too restricting. Then I thought I'm going to do seasons like spring, summer. And then I realized these are all like summer, you know. I would have to have probably an image that's more like for winter here rather than these flowers. So I'm just going to glue something over. And that way I can still use the tabs. I have some lace flowers. I have these ones that were cut from fabric using scissors. These seem nice. But I'm gonna take this bead off. I don't want it there. Let's see if I put that there, and maybe one of these, and then, well, that's cute even without that. That's also cute. So yeah, just something to cover that label underneath. I'm gonna glue them with the hot glue. So let's line them up here. I'm gonna go for these white ones. And although these are floating tabs, I was thinking of actually making them permanent. Let's see. Maybe the flower on the inside can be different. What else do I have here? I've got these little ones that can go there. This one doesn't really stand out because it's white. Unless I do this. Maybe even that one. The gold one. That's not bad. Yellow one here, and I think that would work. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. So just a little bit of hot glue. So that was a quick fix. We have those elements ready. Now there's just one more thing, and that is closure. Let's have a look here. Originally I had this thing planned for the spine, but then I've changed my mind and I wanted to have it here. Something like this. Okay, one of these. circles there, and then I could add these bits hanging off. I'll just start by punching holes first. Let's find the center here. It's 10.5. Over here. Sorry that you can't really see this. A lot of layers. I'm going to use this tool to set these eyelets. Good. That's good. Now that we've put the eyelets, let's test it. So it goes there, and this goes here. I think that's enough space. I wouldn't even want it really gaping too much. So I need a jump ring. Maybe I can take it from this chain. Here. Yep. Close it. I'm happy how that works. It seems to be all right, and it's quite easy to open. Okay. And this big circle allows me to attach this, and I am going to break it because it's rather big. Take that part off. So I have that and that, and this one has that end bit loose. I'm gonna add a different charm there, and I need something for the top here. I found one more clasp, and I found this tiny little flower, so I am going to attach the flower. For this one, I think I need 2. It will just sit better, so I'm going to go with that. Close it, and then the next one up here. And I also found this little key. I want it to be further down, and I have a piece of that chain left. I can just attach it with these jump rings. Like so. Let's close that. It's 1, 2, 3. It's pretty, I think. Perhaps I would have to take that one out. It's a bit too long. Leave that there. Now it's better, I think. Instead of the chain, I could have gone with that bead, but that's all right. I think 3 is plenty. I'm going to use that somewhere else. Love that closure, really do. Now I just need to attach these. Let's see. I'm gonna go with that one first. I'm going to glue them, but first I want to see how they would look. All together, and whether they're in a way when it comes to the closure. Okay, I don't think I can put them at the bottom because the closure is there, so I'm going to go up with all of them, and I don't really mind that. So cute. They are removable, but I'm going to make them permanent fixture. Okay. Just glue on both sides. That video was so much fun when we did those floating tabs. Have to go over that. I'm gonna put this here just to hold it like that. And the lucky last. It's good it's holding that piece of that pocket. There's still room here. So cute. Let's close that. I hope you can see. Okay. Great. Now one more thing left to do is to glue that to the front. All right. Just gonna go for the middle, and I'm gonna use hot glue. Hopefully it will work. Add some more here. And if it doesn't work, I'll just think of something else. But it should work. I'm just gonna hold it like this. Well, it's holding. It's not going anywhere. I can't believe I finally completed this journal. After all these years, it's done. I'm very happy with that. I'm also very happy with the closure. And it works like a charm. Glad I put those tabs. And we have belly bands and pockets throughout. And I can finally start using it. Love how that turned out, although it did give me trouble, but I'm glad I didn't give up. I'm glad I went with it because it really is pretty. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was inspirational for you. I hope I see you soon in the next video. Bye for now.